Deary me, this is me, Louis, on a daily saluted be previously. Reposted by this fine young gentleman, very gifted, very arms dominant though. Take a look at the traps. They're not up to par. They lag compared to the arms, right? Reminded me of another guy. His name is Kai Green. Tiny, tiny, tiny traps. Big arms. One of the best bodybuilders ever, but the traps are not loyal. Look at him. Almost non-existent. This is me next to him. I met Kai in real life. I'm a little bit taller than him. My traps are just bigger. I'm a guy who does not even lift next to him. I'm a natty small guy. But my traps compared to Kai are just bigger, admittedly, on a daily. Why? Because my whole life I followed the protocol of this guy right here, Dorian Yates. In my book, the best overgrown, huge, ginormous traps ever. Too meaty, not only the top of them, but the central medium part. Look at that. It's just huge, right? He has one of the best backs ever, but the arms are not the best. The arms are definitely not saluted. The biceps suck. His traps are bigger than those of Ronnie Coleman. Look at that. Ronnie, they're not the best. Phil Heath, though, has everything. Good traps and good arms. How can it be? How can you have both at the same time? This is very, very peculiar. Kai, his traps, they suck, but the arms are good. Why? In my reckoning, after all these years of expertise, baby please, it has to do with two nerves. The median and the ulnar nerves who go through that path, right? They seem to be some sort of a standard length in a sense. You must know about them because you feel them every day. If you have too big of arms, the traps will lack and vice versa. So think about that equilibrium. Do not be dominant like myself. My traps are huge. My arms are not that saluted. These are the culprit guys, median and ulnar nerve. I will expand on this later. Be careful. And so, the pictures I just posted is what I've been doing for ages. The famous Dorian Yates underhand grip rows. They're the best for the back. I mean, my back is saluted. I love my back for a natural dude. But they always recruit the traps if you do them in that way, especially heavyweight. I'm not a big guy, but as you saw in my videos, I used to do this with like freaking 2 plates for reps. And I'm a small guy. So they always recruit the traps. My traps are overly developed. I look at them and they grow. I go to any gym, although I have my hernias now. I used to lift, to shrug every single heavy dumbbell there. 130, 140, I shrug them for reps. For a small guy, it's quite substantial. So long story short, my traps get overdeveloped. Whereas the arms, they will lag behind because of these infamous ulnar and median nerves. Well, these were pictures of Dorian still shrugging this time around dumbbells to work out his traps. You can notice his left biceps is injured. Guess what? He injured that very biceps when he was doing the rows, right? Not while working the biceps. Because when you do those rows, it always recruits and engages the biceps and the traps. And the length, and they can only develop so much of these nerves. They will have to basically create mini nerves and develop, but there is a limit to that. So when they're overly developed here and they come from your spine, right? The traps are huge. There is no more development to be led or to be left or to be had in the biceps and also the triceps. And there is something else you will notice if you study the anatomy of your body, and you can feel it yourself while working out. Let me expand on that. And that's another picture about the anatomy of these nerves. As you saw it, it goes through your elbow from here, then go to the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then the very tips of your fingers. If you do this and you feel some tension in the elbow, that's the nerve. It's like a cable. It's too short. Granted, there are some exercises to try to have nerve stretching, but be careful. If you do them, you can damage the nerves because they will need rest time. So it's a tiny bit of equilibrium and balance. You have to rest them as well, right? These nerves, and do not damage them. They can get pinched. But if you cannot move about because they're too tight, right? And they're capitalized here too much. If you have too big of a traps, they're entangled here, they're just grown here, and there is not much left for the arms, so the range of motion of your arms will not be efficient, will not be optimal. Food for thoughts. And then you will see some guys at the gym, or even yourself, especially with age, you will try to do, let's say, an incline bench press. Incline bench press, and then you drop the barbell, and it stops here, like here. It does not want to go down, like when you were young. Why? You feel the tension there. It's like the elbows, they cannot move about. My range of motion is not that saluted. That's because of the nerves, right? They're not stretched efficiently, or basically they're fully recruited and overly developed in your traps, right? So this is things I started to discover years ago, but now I'm fully aware of this. This is reality. 35 years of working out, you just notice it. And basically, there are some other nerves in your legs as well. This is just for the limbs, the upper limbs, right? The arms, the two main ones, but this is throughout your body, the nerves. Well, health, I am 50 years old now, but I decided, for me it's not too late, I will pull back from working up my traps. They're just overly developed. I look at them and they grow. Hopefully they will melt a bit. So I will see the development of my arms, my forearms, my triceps sweep, if it will sweep very well. Be very aware of that. Now, let's go back to Phil Heath. How come Phil Heath has everything? He has good traps and good arms development. Why? Because his shoulder width is narrow. His clavicle, the shoulder width is narrow. As I said, you can think that these ulnar nerves and median nerves have a standard length. But since he is basically narrow here, they have basically the chance to grow evenly, both in the traps and also the arms. Whereas Kai Greene, his big problem is he's too wide, his shoulders are too wide. So the ulnar nerves, again, is a standard length. You cannot win them both. So is that a perfect guy? I'll give you an example of a proper equilibrium. Samir Bannout, he had nice arms, nice traps, nice back, nice everything. He was not overly developed, just a proper equilibrium. Big Ramy is another example. He has nothing exceptional. Not the biggest arms, not biggest strap, but he has very wide shoulders while maintaining some sort of a good balance between the arms, the traps, and the rest. Also, Victor Martinez, very wide shoulders, nice traps, nice arms, but nothing is exceptional. Unfortunately, when you have exceptional arms, there is something lacking. Look at Akeem Williams. Akeem Williams probably has the craziest arms ever, but he has no back. His back is tiny. That's because of that. You see what I mean? You cannot win them all. Rory Winkler, crazy arms, the back sucks, and the trap sucks. Oh, of course, must not we forget Samson Dauda. For now, he has some nice equilibrium, that guy, believe you me. He can do the crucifix pose. If you only knew, if you are a very seasoned veteran bodybuilder, you know that it's not everybody who can do the crucifix pose. The crucifix pose has everything to do with the ulnar nerves because you need everything very well developed. Triceps, biceps, forearms, and brachioradialis, right? He can do it. Samson can do that, all the while having not bad on the back. It's not the craziest ever, but good traps, good balance. Dorian, you cannot find a single picture of Dorian doing crucifix pose. He cannot know how to do it, right? Even Phil Heath does not know how to do it. Very rare guys who can do the crucifix pose very well. They need to have very good ulnar development in the arms. Well, finally, one other example, which is related to another, basically, imbalance. I do recall vividly my good friend Ivan Santopani, IFBB Pro. 1 year, he had to stop doing the push exercises for the chest. For instance, let's say incline press or bench press. Why? Because his triceps was too loyal, one of the craziest triceps ever, and his chest was lacking. So whatever he was doing to push exercise, the recruitment and the development was going to the triceps. He had to pull from it, stop working his triceps for months on, No triceps, no push exercise. And for the chest, as far as I recall, he was only doing some flies just to develop the chest and let basically the triceps pull back. It was too overly developed. Food for thought. This exists everywhere in the body. So it's all about the balance and equilibrium. Saluted be. What's up, peeps? This was Ernie from the UK. Obviously, you would think he is Polish since he lives in the UK and he wears Adidas like a proper gopnik. You would think he is a Polish man working as a plumber. Guess what? No, he is a full-fledged Brit. We started working from home back then, and he had a non-eventful physique, really. He's getting proper by now. Look at him. Absolutely more saluted. And look at the back. See? Proper Brit of an Irish descent, I would suggest, because he is definitely redhead, even more so than myself. But still looking like a gopnik dude, but looking more proper. Absolutely saluted. God save the Queen all day, every day. So peeps, this was Adam when we started, 40 years old. He was proper, amazing matrix, but the usual mild fluffiness down there, right? And well, he wanted to get optimized, and I contend it's working well. Look at it. And now you can at least see it. And he's not even done yet. He will get absolutely more proper by the week. Happy camper. Hola, carnal. Mr. Dominguez looking absolutely firme, but he has an issue with his girlfriend. She thinks he's too good now. So I told him, straight up, dude. I mean, do you, right? And he told me, okay, I'll continue this journey. What's up, peeps? This was CJ when we started. Looking good. I was looking for a mild optimization. So the issue in a gentleman of this age usually is, the lower back fluffiness, which is not saluted. Anyway, it's getting much better and much tighter. Look at that. I want to show you his triceps. It's an over-dominant, crazy triceps. For a natural dude, look at that. He has a crazy long head. Absolutely saluted. This is all about, of course, it's genetic, but also optimization of the nerve right there. They're alive. They're alive. And well, it's looking much proper all around. Absolutely. So this is more or less 11 pounds of difference. And it shows. Absolutely saluted.